Deviants in their art.
Deviants in their art.
Hmm.
It's crazy. Some of the people who I've known the longest in my life, I know from DeviantArt, but I can never go back there.
Don't go back.
I can't
Yeah.
go back there.
Hi,
Tracy, I think
I'll be right
one
back.
of her longest term friends, she met via DeviantArt like a million years ago, and you know, but I don't think either of the men have been anywhere near it.
Hold on, I'm going to look real quick.
Look at some people from my old live journal.
Oh my god.
Oh, live journal. Oh man.
LiveJournal still tells me about my anniversaries, and that number just keeps getting higher, and I regret everything.
You're like, hey, shut up.
Just like, hey, are you so happy that you've reached your 25th anniversary on here? No, I'm not.
No.
Not really. No.
How dare you remind me of time? Oof.
Oh.
I struck a nerve there.
Oh, I wish I could remember the quote about the inexorable like progression of time, like something. There's everybody's seen Wizard People Dear Readers, right? At
Yes.
some point, it's okay. There's just a couple of amazing lines in there, and that are like that, and I can't remember what it was. It's one of those ones that I should have memorized years ago, and I never did. And I'm just going to leave that hanging there because I have no solution to this. But it's a very good line. Somebody should find it, even though I can't say it, so you can't find it. But
I won't tell you what the line is. I will tell you I have not, according to this, the last time I logged into DeviantArt and updated anything, I was 22 years old. But as proof of the fact that I have been the same person my whole life, my status is go watch Columbo.
nice.
That is literally the most Julia thing I've ever heard.
Before we move on, just
Never changed.
one more question. Good stuff. Oh,
Speaking of Columbo, I just got my hands on the Columbo and the Grassy Knoll novel, and I haven't started reading it yet, but I'm very excited to find out how Columbo solves
I
I
have questions.
Yeah,
Don't
that
we
can only be
all?
answered by this novel.
Don't we all? I'll report. I will be, once I start reading, I will be in, plug for the Discord, I will be in the book channel on the Discord, and I will just be updating everyone on what the fuck is going on. Because here's the thing. After I deal with the Grassy Knoll, the next Columbo book in this series is about the Helter Skelter murders, and I'm like, what do you mean? What do you fucking mean?
This crossover is getting wild, and I love it.
We're gonna have to make Julia special threads to like give us these live updates throughout.
Anytime a stream can't go live for whatever reason, just plot me on live, and I'll just start talking about what's going on in my Columbo book.
Get a 2 hour just chatting, like what do you call it, PowerPoint list just going.
It's just, this is what's happening with Columbo.
So there's a question in chat. How old would he have to have been when he's to solve the Kennedy assassination? I don't know. I think Columbo is like
Ageless.
an eternal, right? Ethereal. Yeah. Just there's always a Columbo. They may have gone by different names throughout the history, but there's always a Columbo.
Actually, hold on. It's right over here. Let me get the book so you can see the cover.
I like this Columbo canon.
There better be a trench coat.
Oh my god.
And then there was slowly losing players.
a animated cover to the book that's just Columbo turning and saying, "Okay, but one more thing." Or is it just one more question? What's the line? What's the?
Here he is. There's Jay. There he is.
Oh heck yeah!
Wow.
This lady.
I think it turns into the Pedro Pascal meme of like him talking and just like, turning and be like, "And you should know this too." And like it's just looking out of the book at the reader. It's like, ah! It's like a face kind of comes out of the book. It's like, nope. Become Eldritch Horror immediately.
I was gonna say Andy's getting ideas for some horror to sprinkle in.
This is just how I think. This is why my brain's at all the time. The Eldritch Horrors are eternal.
Sorry, Call of Columbo. That's what we're doing here.
Yes.
There you go.
Someone needs to pitch that for our next charity event.
Is this broken into
Yeah.
parts? It's not broken into chapters, it's broken into parts.
I can't remember if I mentioned it last time. We were talking in Veil Breakers about like potential new games, and I think we landed on Pulp Cthulhu DuckTales.
Yes, I'm interested.
There you go, Della.
Nice. Oh,
Also, you're still muted.
Della, you're muted.
You might be able to convince Will Collins to get back in for Call of Cthulhu DuckTales.
We're getting the crew back together. Let's go.
Together.
Get all my my Pulp Cthulhu people. It's a great system.
I feel like I have to rewatch the 2017 reboot of DuckTales every once in a while now. It's just such a good series.
It's
phenomenal.
healing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And just like in any other pulp game, like having a designated pilot, because pilot's a criminally underutilized skill. And it's like, oh, you got Launchpad. You know?
Never met a plane he couldn't crash.
Yep. Great character. Speaking of great characters, I guess we should probably introduce ourselves. Hold on, I've got music for this. It's gonna be too loud. I didn't adjust the volume. All right. Yeah. I adjusted the volume. All right. Who are we dealing with? Bedlam.
I should really expect to be called first. Yeah, so hello, I'm Bedlam. I am playing Brindle Fallow. Brindle is a half-elf farmer. Found himself in Waterdeep through a series of unfortunate events. It seems to have gotten in, neck deep with a family that he's still trying to find out more about, and it's just trying to make his way. So, luckily, crime and profit seem to be the way of good here. So this kind of works toward his semi chaotic nature. So yes, yeah, that's really it. Okay, yeah.
Heck yeah. Della.
Oh, hi. I'm Della. I'm playing B, a harried gnomish wizard. Right now, I am running away. Heroically. Again, it's kind of what I do. I use up all my spells and then I run away. Because if you don't do that as a wizard, you fucking die. Does nobody else actually read Volo's books? Like, this is important. Anyway, right now I'm mostly present through my little birdie familiar, and we'll see how long that lasts, because stuff is about to get real hot down here. So I'm glad Brindle's gone, because he's experienced too much of that.
He's
not
still in the
gone?
AoE.
He's
He's
not
still in the
gone?
AoE range.
He's not gone.
He's
still
close
in
enough.
Well,
You can't see me. I'm gone.
I guess I'll have to take a level in cleric for you bitches. Anyway, that's me.
Hell yeah. JD.
Hey, I am JD, pronouns he, they, playing Riv, pronouns any, all. They're having a very normal night. They are having a really lovely date night. They may have a new prospective partner who just snuck in through the window, and it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is so wonderful. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to have a good time. We're going to vibe.
Good vibes. All right. I like it. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Lavinia Hale, who is currently, by virtue of the fact that lots of people are unconscious, in charge of this task force that came down into the sewers to deal with all of this. So, that's happening. She's just a little half elf trying to make it in the city. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Big feels. All right.
Just gonna keep making enemies by looking very powerful people in the eye and telling them that I know their shit.
It seems to work. It's free plot.
I mean, I'm still alive, so
Yeah. I'm sure Lady Amalia has forgotten about your interactions.
yeah, there's no reason for her to remember that I did that.
No, not at all.
So much has happened since that happened. I'm sure she's forgotten.
It's only been like 2 days in game.
Yeah, but so much has happened in 2 days.
It's a busy couple days, you know, you lose track of time. How did me? Hi, I'm Andrew. I run the game. And that's where we're at. Short, sweet, to the point. Like, I don't know, I don't have a character. I just kind of, I am a character. Let's do that. Is that right?
That's a way of looking at it. That's one interpretation of it.
You could be everyone else, or you could just be a character.
I'm
You're
just
a character conduit.
I'm the neutral observer.
You're the embodiment of consequences.
The harbinger, fuck around and find out.
The harbinger, but it's not even find out amidst all the fuck around. The silver surfer, one might say.
Della, I think you're just making new villains for masks.
Oh shit. Well, speaking of villains, let's kind of fade away. We've had a lot of focus on this fight, and we're going to come back to that. That was left at a pretty interesting moment.
That's my stardom.
But Riv, who's been kind of experiencing this fight third hand through the keys that everyone was gifted by Sergio. This telepathic ability with the occasional flash of either an image or an emotion kind of keying in with that, really drawing Riv into this very dangerous fight, apprehension, whatever you want to call it, in this basement where just AoEs are being thrown in a very small area and people are in real danger. And it's at that moment that Riv, that cool breeze from the open window, kind of connects with the now formed sweat on the back of your neck out of anxiety for your friends. And a bolt of emotion kind of flashes through you as you realize that window, was not open. When you got here, you locked everything up. And so you're sitting in little Neverember in the library, right? A couple shelves of books, those portraits that you've seen. Most of the furniture here has the dust covers taken off. And just the little bits of like flickers of lights from different candles that are lit throughout the house, but cast otherwise eerie shadows beyond the little bubble of illumination that you sit in. The window is open. Curtains kind of blow gently in the breeze. What do you do?
Even though Riv has been sitting there still as they listen to everything that is unfolding, they visibly stop moving, barely even breathing. And they just want to take not even so much a cursory glance around the room, as much as just read the room's vibes. They want to figure out if they're alone in there.
Okay.
Because they're pretty sure they're not.
Go ahead and roll perception.
I was debating if I could say I would love to, and then I remembered I'm not rolling with Hunter Sheet, so I don't have a plus 11 to that roll.
High-level characters.
That's okay, though, because I rolled a 19, and that does make it a 22.
Okay. You kind of sit there, barely breathing. listening, looking, and kind of feeling, right? Feeling the airflow change, the almost imperceptible um, instinct of, I guess, the call it human or mortal condition where you're looking and trying to sense danger. And you can sense there is another pair of eyes on you. And out of the corner of your eye, you see the slightest movement heading down the hallway towards Rainier's room.
There is a moment where Riv hesitates and looks towards that open window and thinks about just leaving. There is another moment where their face flickers almost imperceptibly, but enough that you can see the familiar eyes of Rainier looking out from their own.
Hmm.
And then they stop that. And then they sigh very quietly to themselves. And they go to follow. They are aiming to move as quietly as possible. And
Okay.
I will happily roll stealth for that.
Go for it.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. You quietly and very deliberately move out of your chair and start to coast down the hallway. This is an older manor house, but you don't make a sound. You're stepping across the floorboards, carpet, and moving very deliberately to even keep your shadow out of projecting light from the candles in front of you. And you approach the hallway and get a better look down it. And you see that same almost imperceptible movement, like a very quick mist, breeze in through an open door into Rainier's room.
Okay. Well, speaking of mist, I would like to use Misty Step to follow right after.
Okay. I think you use Misty Step, right? Kind of aiming through the door and eliminating the possibility of making noise in this hallway as you're approaching with a just very quiet. What's it look like when you Misty Step? I know you described it a while back, but I was at the theater. What's it look like?
It looks like almost light and smoke envelop Riv. It is a purplish color, and it is, unfortunately, because of that, not unobtrusive. It is very visible when they enter Rainier's room.
Okay.
And they were willing to take this risk to make it there more quickly and quietly, even if their presence was immediately visible.
There's a silence, a flash of this mist, and you enter the room and end up checking somebody, almost like it feels like you just hit their shoulder as you bamf into the room. I'm gonna roll something real quick. And there is you hear a slight stumble of the steps and like the small clatter of a dresser as it's kind of moves on its own. But you don't actually see the thing you hit. Occasionally, you catch glimpses of an odd wisp of mist, but there's some sort of magic here. It is aware of you, and it is currently stumbling to recover. What do you do?
Riv keeps their voice relatively low, though they don't think Rainier is going to wake up during this, and says, I think it would be better if we talk elsewhere. Care for some whiskey?
Oh, persuade. I'm intrigued with this. All right.
that is an 8.
Oof.
Hmm.
The ghost is sober.
Yeah, 4 years now. No. The presence kind of straightens up. And your instincts tell you it just seems to be assessing you. And with a bit of a chuckle, you see a wisp of a hand reach up and pull away from the air. And standing in front of you is a tall, lean, muscular, dark-haired individual you've seen before.
Is it the greasy bitch?
You recognize that this adversary known as Della was interfering with his shit.
I thought the greasy bitch was
It's
with
the
us. I thought
What?
the greasy bitch was with us.
I thought the greasy bitch was with us.
That's a great question. Who's with you now?
But who's with us now?
Who is that?
Who's
Oh.
the greasy bitch?
If that's not the greasy bitch, then that must be searching.
We'll find out in RP.
Yeah.
Or somebody else
All right.
entirely.
Never mind. All right, clearly.
Sorry, we were just very upset about the greasy bitch.
Really upset about the greasy bitch.
And he looks at you with a kind of playful expression, actually, like he's impressed. He says, we haven't had a chance to formally talk, you and I. Riv, right?
Right. Do you usually come in through windows?
Only when I plan to take things. And his eyes twitch slightly towards Rainier. So, you want to, talk this out? Okay. I want the emerald back. And I have a few questions for your friend. Don't deny, I know you have it.
I was going to say, because Delacar never saw Riv with the group. Theoretically.
Which is why it is a shock to you that he's calling
You
you
know
out
what?
by name.
I think that is worth voluntarily doing a deception roll
Go
to
for
see
it.
if Riv can keep their expression neutral. And that was another dirty 20.
Okay. He doesn't. If that name drop caught you by surprise, he didn't catch it. All right. But he says, "Don't deny it. I know you have it."
You are more than welcome to search me. I don't have any emerald on me. I have no idea what you're talking about. And that is not a lie, because Riv currently doesn't remember that the Magget exists.
Oh,
Hell yeah. He looks at you. He looks at Riv, pulls out a small, what looks like homemade compass. It glows for a second, and the compass arrow just spins in circles continuously.
I don't know what you think you saw or who you think you saw me with, but I legitimately cannot help you with any of this. I'm here because Rainier got drunk after everything that's happened these past couple of days, and I was making sure he was safe to sleep it off. That is all I am doing here.
Well, it's good to know that he has friends that will help him out if he needs it. Well, real quick. Okay. You really don't know what happened, do you? Fascinating.
Honestly, I would say enlighten me, but I'd rather not know.
You're going to play this game. You want to be all in. There's no half measures here. I suggest you figure that out before you step back into the ring, if you will. Well, with that, you're welcome to leave. I have some business to attend to.
I would much rather stay. I don't exactly fancy leaving Rainier with you. Given that you said you came in here to steal something.
Mm-hmm. He points at Rainier. It's a long story, but he's due for a visit home. I was hoping that you happen to be here. Maybe I could find my emerald too, but yeah, I'll settle that with Brenda when the time comes. There's no reason for you to get hurt here. I assure you, his safety is of my utmost concern.
Well, I can appreciate that. Seems to me that Rainier should be able to consent to be taken to a visit home. And that does not seem like it is your intention here, so.
No, I'm taking him back by force. He's had multiple opportunities to reply, but he doesn't seem to realize how big his piece in this is. So, as unfortunate as it is, I'm gonna have to drag him home.
Then take me along too.
Take you along too. Why?
Why not?
You don't know anything of value to me.
You think I should? Maybe we can figure out what I don't remember together.
I think you're a target of opportunity, and I can beat that information up, Brindle.
I
You
do
have to
not
realize
think...
I'm trying to be polite here, as polite as I can in this, well, dark business. But I will throw you out this window and continue on with my life like nothing happened if you try and stop me.
Riv raises their hands and steps back. Very well.
I'm going to do a quick insight check. Kind of looks you up and down and says, smart move. Walks over to the bed, pulls out a small circular magic stone with a gem inside of it, covered in runes, and it starts to glow as he reaches out and grabs towards Rainier.
Okay, I need you to take notes on exactly what runes are on that thing. Just write it down, real, just a little sketch, just a little diagram. Just pay close attention.
Take a picture in
we'll
your
talk about it
brain.
later. Take a picture in your brain.
There's a moment where, like, Riv's hand twitches as though they are going to make a move. But instead, they are taking down every mental note that they can of what is happening here.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check. And I think you can do this at advantage since you're not like running around or trying to defend yourself.
That was a 15 and an 18 plus 1, so a 19.
Okay. You note the runes. They don't necessarily mean anything to you in this moment, but you realize you can recall them perfectly, and that will allow B to potentially translate what happened here. Right? Need to check one thing real quick because there might be an additional detail. Okay. As he waves this disc over Rainier, Rainier starts to glow. In the process, pulls out a long, cylindrical, looks like a piece of silver, and dings it on the stone. It reverberates in a strange manner, and the silver begins to just vanish. There's a flash of light. After your eyes adjust, Rainier is still lying there in bed. Delacar quickly pockets the stone and says, there, painless enough.
Just, out of curiosity, is Rainier still breathing and everything else as he was just moments before?
Go ahead and roll another perception.
I would love to. That's 19 on the dice plus 3, so 22.
So, in the most platonic way possible, you've slept with Rainier before, right? You did. You spent the
fucking
night.
sure. Fucking sure.
No,
It
you
was,
sure.
it was platonic at that time.
yeah. You
Okay.
spent the night together, and the two of you, after just a, she come back just to say that.
She left her little note, left, came back to Sass, left again.
Iconic.
Icon behavior.
Yeah.
Della Collins.
Oh my god. You notice that Riv has Rainier has a not necessarily has a specific breathing pattern, right? It's just something you would know from just like literally sitting shoulder to shoulder with him for that entire night after that graveyard encounter. So if you kind of tune in and listen, his breathing just sounds like perfect, synchronized, like breath in, breath out, like perfect, like clockwork. But he is still breathing, just not correct. So he says, Delakar has put his things away. Checking one more thing real quick. And you see he mutters something else, another something arcane. His eyes flash with like a brief glimpse of light. And he kind of looks Riv over once again and says, "You really don't remember anything, do you?" Oh, pity.
Seems like a shame for both of us.
Yeah, makes my life easier. Although it would be nice if I could get back the rest of my property. But, well, enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well, and it seems like you should be a bit more careful with where you misplace your property.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'll keep every moment of this night in mind.
He shrugs and turns and starts walking towards the door.
Riv doesn't stop him.
Okay. He walks out the door. You hear creaking down the hallway. And after a few moments, it is quiet in the house again.
And Riv just goes and takes a seat on the edge of Rainier's bed. Their expression is pretty much blank. And they just sit there with him or whatever remains of him at this point.
As you sit there and like reach out, if you like touch his arm or something, like this, very much Rainier is still there. Like he's warm to the touch. He is breathing. But something's off.
This is fine. This is completely fine. New heist mission to get Rainier's soul back.
Add soul sucking to his list of crimes.
Wait, can we use Rainier's soul to now track Delacar? Where's B?
I mean, if someone would have a good recall of the spell and can pass it to a wizard who had the right tools, it's a possibility.
Figure it out. We've got time. I think.
As
I don't like that expression, Andy.
things have durations, I don't know. Like some are in hours, some are in days or weeks. It just depends on the spell.
Mm.
Well, at least he didn't say minutes.
That's true.
Mm.
That's
You know
true.
what? We'll take that. We'll take the small wins. Thank you, Bedlam.
So true, Bedlam.
The little things. As we kind of fade out from that scene, it's going through his head.
Riv is angry with themselves because they made a choice and it was a calculated one. But it was a choice for at least this moment to save their own skin at the expense of Rainier. And well, they have made it a point to not get close to people for a very, very long time. They remember when they were the person in that position, being left in a dangerous situation with the person they thought who cared about them, not doing anything to stop that from happening.
It brings back some memories. Fortunate. As we zoom out from there, speaking of unfortunate situations.
What a fucking rude way to describe that. It's fine. I've got thoughts. I've got plans. I've thought about my life.
That's good.
The unexamined life is probably blissful. I gotta be honest. It sounds great.
I think Brindle would agree.
Brindle's just been surviving on vibes alone.
Vibes.
Yeah.
What's
No
examination? What's introspection anyway? It sounds
Head-
like a waste of time when one could just do the next thing.
That sounds fake. That sounds like boring wizard shit.
What are you doing?
We left off with Walter and two of his goons fleeing with some sort of teleportation spell after Alistair was knocked out and the dimensional anchor was broken in the area. And as Walter fled, Freya, of course, wanted to go with, but was unable to get past Carver, and that attack of opportunity KO'd her for the time being. But Walter, having a spear impact right by his feet, locking eyes with Lavinia, smiling and saying, "See you again soon," disappears, and a gem flies to the air, lands right here. And it starts glowing with intense arcane heat.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
It's slightly shenanigansy. As a reaction, can my bird grab the gem and fly it down this pipe?
I believe that can only be done as an action.
Damn.
Let me look. So what kind of bird is it again? It's a raven?
It's a sparrow. It's little, but big enough to pick up a gemstone. So I guess depending on how big the gemstone is.
Yeah, it's not nearly as big as it is on the map. If I made it that small, it would be gonna be able to see it.
Yeah. So right now the bird is and it are about the same size, but I think the bird is.
You can do that as an action then.
Okay.
So,
I don't know when is my
so
where's the
I took Walter off the initiative because he left, but we just
Mhm.
ended Walter's crew's turn, with the exception of one person. And that was Hagen, who kind of watched this whole thing happen,
Mhm.
watched Captain Advin go down, watched the gem hit, and is going to make some choices real quick. He's going to first make a perception check. Brindle, if you'd like to continue to stealth, please roll against a 23 perception.
I will attempt to stealth.
To be clear, that
While
wasn't. He doesn't have an insane swing. That was just a high roll.
Yeah. I'm invisible. So is this so he can't hear me?
He's like actively he's assumed at this point that you've disappeared somehow and is like actively looking for you.
I do not hit a 23.
Okay.
For
Shouldn't
stealth.
should you get some kind of advantage perhaps for being invisible, mayhaps?
Yeah,
I think you do actually. I'll say yes.
I do feel like that would be a pretty tough thing for him to do.
Actually, no, that would cancel out from the blindness, I think. Hold on.
Your legs just splashing a little too hard in the water.
Yeah, I'll say they cancel out because it's not like you can see him to avoid him. But he just manages to like rummage around and like you feel like his hand connect with your shoulder and he like pats you a couple times and is like, Brindle, is that you?
Well, Brendo knows when he's been had. Yeah. Hagen. Oh man. Yeah, I'm here.
All right, we're getting the hell out of here.
I'm trying.
Step
Hey,
back.
I'm gonna make it through this lock any moment.
Step back from the bar. So I got the wrong voice. Hey, hey kid, step back from the bar.
Oh. Yeah, Brenda, I moved to the side. I like drag myself over to the left.
Off his
left. I guess the right on the map.
Okay. Off his belt, he pulls out two small clips, and clips them onto either one of these bars, and pulls like a strange friction tap on them, and they start to glow, and light up, and begin to melt through this lock as he casts heat metal on it.
Well, that works. That's a lot better than picking a lock, you know?
He's been stunned and threatened with arrest. He's not had a moment to fucking breathe.
You're learning new skills from Hagen today.
Yeah. Who knew?
The lock starts to melt, and he gives it like a swift kick, and the door kind of like halfway moves open with a little bit of resistance. It's like, let's get this thing open and get the hell out of here before these guys wake up.
Oh yeah. No, like, yeah. Oh man, Hagen, you're awesome. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Riv, it is your turn. So telepathically, you're still connected to all this fighting. And I think this moment is what brings you back to like hearing Lavinia and Brindle both being like, fuck, as this is going on, keys you back in. So if you want to give people advantage as they're trying to take actions, you're welcome to it.
I'm not sure I can justify that because I think Riv is too distracted with what's going on there
That's fair.
So yeah, I think like they're starting to tune back in, but have probably missed enough that they're not quite sure what is happening right now and are like, you know what? Let me not give advice that's just going to get people killed. I've already lost one person tonight. Let's not add to that number.
That's fair. Brindle, that gate is now partially open. You can kind of like, you can probably turn sideways and squeeze your way through.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Brenda goes through the gates, pulls himself over, tries to are the bars at all malleable? Hagen's a bigger guy, right? Like I think Brindle wants to try, and if he can make it easier for Hagen to get through too, I think he will.
Yeah, I think if you want to do like a strength or dex check, because you can imagine like this is just like a small maintenance gate, and it's just the water resistance and rust made it hard to like fling this thing open, but you could probably rip it open further.
Yeah, I want to try and do that. It's one thing trying to escape immediately, but he's not going to leave Hagen hanging when Hagen made an opening for him. So yeah, I'll do a dex check here. 14.
14 does it. It's not pretty,
Okay.
but you kind of just, this becomes less finesse and more just like a couple of continuous yanks, but you throw your weight against it and kind of move it through the like mud sludge that like is stopping this gate and get it like all the way open.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I do that, and Hagen can't really. Would you say that would have taken my concentration away from? And wait, actually, I don't have to keep concentration for invisibility because I didn't cast it on myself, did I? How does this work?
You don't actually.
Okay,
but go ahead and do a Constitution save for the blindness.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Yeah. Forgot.
It was 14.
Nope.
Oh, all right. But so you're still kind of stumbling around, but you can at least kind of see within a few feet of you, and that's enough for me to work. This work.
I can at least I can feel my way through this. Pull myself through the
just
bars.
fucking rip
I'm just
it,
calling to
baby.
Hagen because
Slop that down, dude. Yeah, dude. Crack one
who
for
knows
the
what
big boy.
can Hagen even see me right now? And
He's kind of got like a hand on you and is just like trying to follow you.
All right. But yeah. Come on, Hagen, let's go. And then move myself to the other side of the bars.
Okay.
I will. I guess I am not aware of that fire gem because I'm blind and there's a lot going on, and so I don't go any further down the tunnel because I'm holding up for Hagen, and this seems good enough, So
Okay.
Against what would be better here, I don't move too far down the tunnel.
Good move. Thank you for the donation.
You're welcome.
You.
Since I could not offer advantage as my character, I offered advantage in terms of money donated.
Monetary gifts.
Nice.
Smart.
Lavinia. Yep. Captain Advin down. Alistair, Brodus down. Carver, Bora, and Norrington all hurt but still fighting. Arland still up, still slinging around very powerful innervation spells. Most of the bandits have surrendered at this point. The fire gem.
Yep.
If you'd like to roll knowledge, history, or arcana, you're welcome to do either.
Okay. Let's see. For me, the preferable option will be history. I have a +2 in that, and my arcana's flat.
Okay.
$17.
You recall a day during your watch training when they talked about effectively mass casualty producing things involving arcana. Because let's face it, AoE spells in a city are a big concern and terribly illegal. And they teach you how to identify certain potential markers, such as exploding runes and large things like lightning bolt, there's things like shatter that can cause immense amount of property damage, as well as let's really hurt people. And things like fireball, because, well, in a city that's built this close together, that can get out of hand very fast.
Mhm.
And there's a line in the training that you recall that honestly, like, you've probably forgotten from a couple years ago, that some people use specifically crafted arcane containers to utilize invocation magic in a delayed method. Traditionally, the delay is no more than a minute on these things. But it allows people who would like intensification and to not be in the area set one off and run before it explodes. This thing reminds you a lot about that training that day. As it continuously crackles and glows with arcane heat. Your turn.
All right, Ramona's still up. She's our cleric. I'm
Yep.
going to use the secondary of my
I'm listening.
yeah, I'm just trying to decide. So I'm trying to I'm going to I'm gonna have her rally. So that she can have some temporary hit points. So she is gonna get back what is it, 1d10 plus 1d10 plus my charisma modifier, which is
It's 3.
yep. So where the fuck is my d10 is the next question. There it is.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. That's 13, so she gets as much as she can.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Mage Hand from where I'm standing to grab that sucker, and I will huck it down.
I also need to
Okay.
tell you, I need to tell you this too. I forgot it, and it's super important with what you're about to do.
Yeah? What is it?
In your training, this is me as a DM
Oh, okay.
forgetting to tell you something that is very important to this, and I don't want you to just die.
Okay.
Instructor, after watching the, of course, mandatory training videos, like, now the most important thing you have to remember about objects like this is that they are very unstable. So we recommend clearing the area and getting a specialized team to move them. If you have to move them, understand that it's going to require a delicate touch, and any type of jarring could potentially set them off, as these things are, just brimming with arcane energy and looking for a reason to detonate. So I say that to tell you that if you want to move it,
If I want to move it.
How good is your mage hand?
if you want to move it, you have to make a dexterity saving throw, and on a failure, it could explode. I'll let you do it with mage hand, but that is just something to like that Lavinia would know cognitively before making this choice. It could very well be the right move, though.
My dex is +2.
Take an advantage.
I was gonna say, if I use an advantage, I will still attempt to do it, because here's the thing. Either this works and everyone's okay, it doesn't work and it blows, or I leave it alone, and the fact that it is sitting in that very precarious location, it will still go off when people try to escape it because they will jostle it while trying to rush for the only exit, which is a fucking ladder. So I think I have to do it, is the thing.
Okay.
I have to attempt it.
Here we go. The DC for this is 15.
Okay. I'm going to use this one, and I want to use... No, I'll use these two. I will use the black and gold one, and I'll use the green and gold one.
Hmm.
Oh.
Okay. Burning 1 point of advantage.
1 point of advantage. You said 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Because one of these is a 3.
Okay.
And one of these is a 14. Which would make 16.
Oh, good.
So it's up between a 5 and a 16.
Holy crap.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, okay, hold on, let's start putting dice in the box real quick. That stressed me out. All right.
My cat is looking at me like, why did your heart rate go up? Like, I just woke him up with my distress. I know, baby. Go back to sleep.
Like, no, I'm sharp.
My Fitbit just gave me a heart rate alert. Not a bad one. Just went, hey, your resting heart rate just jumped 20 points.
I hated all of that. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, I've hopefully given Ramon enough of a boost that she can hang on and heal, hopefully herself and or others. And I'm gonna get this bitch out of here.
Yeet it into oblivion. And it starts to fall down the little pit, and the glowing arcane light just slowly starts to disappear down into the darkness.
I think as I toss it,
Woo!
as I toss it down the tunnel, can I make eye contact with Arland and try to intimidate him into standing down at this point?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel fear. I feel fear and anger, but I'm gonna channel it into this. My intimidation is +3.
I'll roll a morale check for him. Pretty high.
19,
Whoa,
16 on the
look at all
die.
that good stuff. Look at all that good stuff.
Oh, sorry. It kept telling me that my claim had failed, so I tried again.
A lot of good stuff.
Lavinia just is so done with this entire situation. She just takes the rock with her mage hand, chucks it down the thing, and looks directly at this man, and she's like, enough.
Let's see. I need to check one ability of his.
You got your hand on my waist, dude. That's weird. Stop it.
Okay. He looks at you with a look of just pure conviction. And you see there's not an ounce of fear in his eyes or body.
Fucking zealot.
Which under any other condition, like the people that are down, like get down further as you make this call, and they're like, "Yep, yeah, we quit, we're done." And he's like, the fear does not affect him.
No.
But okay.
Dang, Edvin. If you had not pulled that off, I would have been super curious to see what this mysterious guard right next to it would have done. Like you know,
The guard who we
that would have
thought
been
was the greasy bitch? Yeah.
right? Like, who is this? Where did they come from, and why are they here? That would have been a heck of a gamble. Been like, yeah, or just leave the bomb there, see what they do, huh?
Yeah. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with the bomb? Well, if it's Sergio, because that's the only other person I think it could be is Sergio.
I feel like Sergio would have told us. I don't know.
You could
We'll
always
see.
ask your mind to mind with him.
We're in a stressful situation. You think we're thinking smart right now?
Absolutely not.
I
Which
picked up
one
a
is this guy?
bomb.
Which one is this guy? Because I've got line of sight on everybody through my bird.
Guard.
The guard?
The one
Oh.
that's the one who we thought was the greasy bitch, but it's not the greasy bitch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've never seen the greasy bitch use these what do you call it? Oh geez, the illusion spell. Mirror image.
Sergio, are you down here?
Bitch, is this you?
Bitch, is this you?
Are you asking a character?
Yeah, actually.
You just hear a reply back. Let's Brindle asked for help.
Okay, good. So I won't mind
heck
spike you.
I appreciate that. I thought that was very clear when we made eye contact and had our moment. I smiled, you nodded.
I had no idea what that was.
Oh, good. Then the disguise was working. That's good feedback. But back to the task at hand.
Oof.
Um,
I'm gonna get Brindle out.
Oh, I'm mostly out.
let's see. Before they have to make death saving throws at the start of their turns, even before they can be healed. So let's start there. Alistair, down. Fails the death saving throw.
Ooh.
All right. Advin. Nat 20s. And
Heck
gets back
yeah.
up.
Nice.
Avin really is
He missed.
fearless.
He missed every cool thing Lavinia did.
Advin, motivated by Lavinia's like calls to Arlen to like get down, give up and surrender yourself. Advin like staggers to a knee and then stands up and is like, yeah, that like it kind of echoes your same call, but can't quite get the volume because he is just trying to rally himself with something he knows, but is up at 1 hit point. Which makes some of his choices a little easier. Like Ramona will turn around and use her Aura of Vitality on Alistair. And she just whips around some of that radiant light, and it broadcasts over Alistair, who manages to kind of roll and kick back up to his feet with like kind of a staggered stance. He looks like death warmed over, but he's still got fight. And since he is up, he will attack. And wail into Arlen with his fists. For 19 points of damage. Aletta's going to cast a spell on Arlen. And Arlen is going to fail on a nat 1.
Fucking finally, get this guy out of here.
Please just wreck his whole shit.
But he will attempt a counterspell. He has a +4. This is Boris smart enough to upcast at 4th level. So the DC is 14. Here we go. 12 + 4. Okay. So for a second, you see Aleda casts a spell towards Arlen, and these arcane shackles latch around his arms and legs and bind him to the ground for a moment. And just before the final one locks in, Arlen manages to get a hand up and breaks the chains in a counterspell. And the whole person does not take effect. But that's okay.
B, do you have another mind spike in you? Because please.
Oh, I sure do. Oh, you know I do.
Advent orders the water elemental to grapple Arland. On a nat 20, it will. Grabs him and pulls him inside. As he is still just fighting and thrashing, and his little tendril eyes are going wild as he's now pulled aside. Carver throws a pair of special manacles on Freya and moves over to Uther. The manacles is a clasp, like click with an arcane hum.
JD, he did warn us at the very beginning of this that if we fight stuff, we will probably die.
Yeah, here's the thing. I feel tricked. I feel tricked when Andy was like, "You should not fight things. You should avoid fighting things," and then we keep getting trapped.
I've got
things to fight.
It's
Things
true.
to fight.
We should be doing more running away, is what I'm seeing.
I'm trying to do all the running away. Brindle is certainly. I'm glad that I chose not to fight, because otherwise Brindle would be flattened right now. Things are going bad enough just trying to run.
Yeah, I've been successful this whole time.
Preemptive running away.
You see their levels where the numbers and the frames above. No, those are armor classes. They're all level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, which. Hey, look! Every single fight has had an opportunity to not be a fight. It's just we've made choices.
We don't like giving up things.
Yeah.
We also don't like bullies.
Yeah.
We don't.
We hate a bully.
Oh, Delacar.
I have a dumb thing I want to do, but I hate having such a low initiative.
Well, it is Arlen's turn. He's going to take some damage, but he's not going to try to resist the grapple. He's just going to... Yeah. This this water elemental starts like spawning like arm tendrils of water and kind of punching itself into Arlen to like knock him out as he's like just still thrashing around. JD, could you be kind enough to roll a d10 for me?
It's a 1.
Thanks, bud.
Neat.
You're welcome. I'm so glad I could be helpful.
We appreciate ya.
My rolls have either been way high or like way low tonight.
You don't know what the middle is.
I don't.
Definitely extremes tonight. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Lavinia.
We all die. Oh no.
As the person who has been rallying these forces his last turn, giving directions and orders, getting Advin back on his feet through inspiration, and staring down Arland dramatically.
I can't not stare a dangerous person in the face, apparently.
It's your audacity.
It is my audacity.
He feels at this current moment that you're the linchpin keeping this team running. Please make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
It's because I'm on the edge.
Please take an advantage.
I will. Yeah, thank you. I will take an advantage because I am looking at this hole that I'm standing next to. Oh, where did my other dice go? Oh, hold on, that one fell off the ground. No. I'm re-rolling the one that fell off the table.
They can level up at the end of this night.
What is the save?
It is DC 16.
Okay. Thank you for telling me to take the advantage, Della, because that's the difference between an 18 and a 1 and a natural 1 and a 3.
Damn.
My options were a 3 and a 19.
Okay.
I live, bitch, maybe.
On an 18, Arland, out of this water elemental, kind of being like turned around and plummeted by this thing, fires off a beam. It is a bright green laser line. Different than what you've seen before of these bolts of dark necrotic like enervation
just
rays.
fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude, crack one for the big
Oh wait, we
boy.
already used one too, so we're at 7. Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
The beam you see coming a hair before it actually connects with you, and you duck. It burns through your cloak, and you can even feel the searing, like almost after like lingering sunburn of pain on your shoulders as it flies past you. And Brindle, luckily you're blinded, but if you could see the barrel and all the things stacked down here near you get hit and simply are blown apart into dust particles of nothing.
I think even in the tunnel, I feel the force of the explosion of these and some of the splintering bouncing off the walls nearby. I'm sure Hagen yells out.
Hagen's like, what the fuck? As this
what
as this barrel
What's
is just
happening?
removed from existence, and there's a just smoldering, not even small, like a clean cut, deep hole in this wall, as it has been just disintegrated.
What?
The burb is fluttering frantically to try and stay aloft.
Yep.
B sees all of that through the bird and is just like,
Yep.
B, you're up.
Okay, I've got a shenanigans question for you.
Yeah. Please shenanigans away.
So, Mind Spike is a ranged attack, not a touch attack.
Mm-hmm.
But my bird has 50 feet of movement. If I move my bird into touch range, can I cast the spell?
Yeah.
Sick. I do that.
you see what just happened through your familiar, and you're like, go.
The bird is already flying. Like, from the bird's perspective, it's like the guys who walk away from explosions, like that blows up like while the wings are strobing through the air.
It propels the bird faster.
It does like a full roll, slow-mo roll, tucking its wings away from the shrapnel, gets all the way up next to this MFer and mind spikes him.
Okay. Yeah, the bird plunges into the water elemental and like connects with Arland. Go ahead, and I need to roll a saving throw.
You sure do. Wisdom.
Okay. This is +1.
Ha ha ha. Okay.
That is an 8.
Well, he needed a I think a 13 or a 14.
Definitely
so.
high, yeah, he needed higher than what he rolled.
So
he
takes
fails.
20. He takes 21 damage. 21 psychic damage.
Please put this man down. Please.
Plus whatever damage the bird does with its beak. Was a 1 point of pokey damage.
He's like one of those like Viking berserkers. It's like, please, just go down.
Just gets in his eye. Just gets all up in his eyeball.
Andy, please.
Describe to me how this takes him out.
I think it's this thing. I think the bird zips across. Again, it's fast. It's a sparrow, so it's very fast. I think in this dungeon, in the darkness, it's hard even to see. I think the elves have like the visual acuity to get it, except for the blind one right now. And it just zips in. It dives into the water elemental. And familiars in this are like little demon spirits. They're like little spirits themselves. So I think there's a brief moment of like recognizing like, where the water elemental does not kill it, does not immediately start drowning it. And I think it just hits him like like almost latches onto him in like in birdie anger and then kicks away. And as it kicks away and back out of the water elemental and then landing on the floor, you see his eyes just start to go red and blood start coming out of his leaking out of his nose as essentially the psychic damage becomes a massive cerebral hemorrhage.
Hell yeah. And with that, Arland slows his thrashing and then ceases and floats there, just kind of sideways, trapped in this water elemental that we'll hold on to him for the moment because we're still in initiative.
And then
Okay.
and then my bird is gonna come back to me. No, actually, I think the bird will probably. Oh, it can't do anything. It can't fly. It's all wet. So never mind. It's
You're
gonna.
just
It's
chilling?
gonna. It's gonna chill.
Okay.
Actually, I might dismiss the. Oh, it's an action. I can temporarily dismiss the familiar, so it's gotta wait.
Let's say for it is right now.
Yeah, it's chilling.
Alistair's there. He'll take care of him.
It's been a brave bird.
Bravest bird.
That's my last second level spell. I got no more left.
The guard looks around, sees Arland, sees the situation is under control, and Lavinia, if you'd like to, yeah, you can roll a perception check. Wow. Everyone else kind of misses this. Alistair sees it.
I might also miss it in the chaos because you said perception.
Yeah. DC 14.
Yeah, no, that's a 5.
Okay. This kind of a bit of a victorious like yell goes through the task force as they realize that they've like stopped Arland, and are now looking to like detain him.
I'm sorry, I got 2 mind spikes off on this bitch.
You did.
I did the damage.
Lavinia knows. Lavinia knows who that bird is.
If B was in this room, we'd be giving her all the credit.
No, they wouldn't.
Be
They
like,
would be arresting her.
This bird rocks.
I would not let them arrest you. I'd be like, this. She studies architecture. She's down here doing her job. She just fell into this hole.
All of these cults down here are doing major damage. It's a problem for the city.
I promise I would not. I would not let them arrest you, B.
Thank you.
I would not.
But as you glance back, guard 3, where the guard has vanished. In the chaos.
Guard.
It was good.
I don't know what card you're talking about.
I gotta get out of this bird.
Last thing we're going to resolve. Where you still have your advantage if you want to throw it as you're recovering. Brindle, you and Hagen take off down these sewers. You can hear Captain Advin and Ramona and Mora in the background start to yell. They've noticed that the two of you are, or at least Hagen is fleeing. They don't notice you. And it sounds like they're getting organized to come after you. So I'm going to kind of cut to the tunnels themselves, right? As you're just like splashing through this like knee-deep water, kind of hunched over in these tunnels, running kind of in the dark. Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, right. Yeah. Slamming into walls. Can't see anything. It's cold. Hagen's trying to steer me, but I'm still running ahead for some reason.
You don't know where you're going.
I don't know where I'm going. And
The natural one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
Just something's happening.
Something's
I was
Permanently
going to try
blind.
to justify a reason to give advantage, but that's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Like,
It's too
Oh
funny.
my gosh.
The dice are telling a story.
This is
you.
like good stuff. Good stuff redeemed. Okay. So this
Oh, thank you so much.
At this point, it's almost cruel.
not gonna lie.
Dice were really fucking with you tonight.
Not even tonight. Last time too. This whole fight.
Oh, it's so good.
In the
Oh my
the Vel-
gosh.
in the Veilbreakers fight I was doing, Jen managed to stun a bunch of these abyssal horrors, and that was the end of the fight for them. For like next 5 rounds, like they could not unstun, and they just sat there, and then eventually got blown into oblivion. But
Stun is so good. Stun is so good unless it's happened to you, in which case it
It's
is so
awful.
bad. It is so bad.
So so I'm gonna say Brindle books it ahead and just slams right into a wall. It's like a T intersection and just like full on just hits that wall, nearly knocks himself out. And I'm gonna say that Hagen, big champ, picks up Brindle, gets him going again, like keeps moving. As the good stuff. Because Hagen's so good.
he grabs you and throws you over his shoulder, and he pulls out a small vial. As he's running, kind of just huffing. I'm gonna make an athletics check for him. It's +0. Actually, it's not bad. It's a 15.
His back's gonna hurt so much tomorrow.
Right. He looked like with a grunt of effort is like, okay, yeah. Oh man, let's do this. And just like slopping through this water. And he just says like, hey kid, in the nicest way possible. What's wrong with you, man? You can't see shit? What's going on?
Hagen, I'm blind, Hagen. I'm blind. I can't see anything.
He produces a small vial off of his belt and like kind of holds it up. He's like, yeah, here, drink this.
What? Brindle like fumbles around like with the sand, eventually gets the vial. And then trusts Hagen. He just dumps it into his mouth. Like, yeah, okay. Drinks it.
All right. The blindness starts to go away.
That's good stuff.
Your vision clears a bit. You see that it seems to be slow working, but your vision clears a bit, and you can start to see about 5 to 10 feet in front of you. Beyond that, everything is still kind of hazy. And but you have your sight back.
So say if I could see fully again, I'd be giving Hagen some direction with my dark vision, but as it is, he's probably doing just as well without my help. And I don't think I have any knowledge of how I can't see how Brenda would have any knowledge of how this sewer is laid out. I don't think he's any help to Hagen. But I wouldn't be surprised if Hagen happens to know his way around down here, actually. Nope.
He has knowledge of he has a map of the area, but he is running in the dark. Hasn't had time to anchor those points, so he is making his best guesses as he is going through this area. He is not taking.
Can I give Brindle advantage to try and help direct Hagen from what Riv remembers?
Absolutely.
How the layout is. Just being like, no, you need to go left there. Okay, keep going. there's, you know, a missing stone on the right side, you're gonna make another left turn there.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually picturing the scene from Jurassic Park where Jeff Goldblum's like, "Give me the radio," and he's like just sitting there like with his shirt open. It's like, all right, you see the pipes above your head. Follow those pipes. Yeah, go ahead and roll with it. Go ahead and roll. This is a knowledge history.
Wait, which of us is rolling? That's
That's
Riv, right?
That's a Brindle.
But with advantage.
Brindle is.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Riv is giving you advantage.
Riv is
Yeah,
giving you
yeah.
directions telepathically.
I'm just saying it wasn't my knowledge, so okay, all right.
13. Okay, that's got legs.
13. And that you said that's a
Knowledge history.
knowledge history. Where is that?
Because you're attempting to kind of recall the matches.
Yeah, I got a +0 on that. Okay,
right.
so there's 13 and 17.
17. Okay.
Hey,
The 13.
thank you.
It takes you a second to get your bearings, and as you're running, because everything kind of looks the same. You know, Hagen hits like a quick turn, runs down another just random access pipe, gets to a maintenance latch of some type, and manages to open it, and pushes out into those like wider areas you'd seen previously. And at that point, you're able to take a look around and mentally lock in, like, oh, okay, I know where we are. And Hagen takes like a quick second to just as the voices are kind of fading into the background, and he like slams the maintenance hatch closed, and breaks the lock, and it's like, where to now?
Okay, all right. And I think Brindle's gonna be like communicating with Riv and kind of describing like oh yeah, that missing brick I'm seeing. Okay, we just got through this doorway. Wait, do you know? Are you familiar with this? And he describes the kind of the path that's ahead of him and some of the features of the sewers, and it's like, I'm sure. And then Riv's probably like, oh yeah, like I know that. Yeah, go right there, you know. And then so then Brindle's like, oh yeah, Hagen, we gotta go right here. Yeah, I recognize this. And then heading down starts kind of like going ahead of Hagen. You can see better now. It's vision starting to continue to improve, and just trying to get Hagen going, even though he is in rough shape after pushing so hard and carrying Brindle. So yeah, I think they stumbled their way down through the correct direction in the sewers.
Okay. I'll pause there for a second. And Lavinia, as you're wrapping this up, you can see that like Freya and Luther have regained some level of consciousness, but have been shackled with these arcane manacles that seem to just like deeply restrict. Actually, you would know what they do. They basically hinder your movement, and they lock down arcane power. So you know that as long as they have those manacles on, like they are not a threat to you. Those are not standard issue, but for mages and shit, that's definitely a thing. Alistair runs over, grabs Arland, pulls him out of the water elemental, and slaps a pair of these manacles on, as well as Ramona hits Arland with a aura of vitality and restores a few hit points. And Arland wakes up and tries to start thrashing around, and his eyes start to glow and then puff out as he's trying to cast spells, but with these manacles on and Alistair kind of just like holding on to him, he is rendered helpless in this fight.
B would real quick mind link to you and say, should I keep running or should I stay? What's better? I don't know how to talk to cops.
Clear out for now, especially because you said people talk to you after the museum.
Yeah.
So better to limit your exposure.
Yeah, I don't know how many of them like saw me, but I'll run. So I'm going to dismiss my familiar and book it.
Okay. Verb. vanishes in a puff of celestial light. Lavinia, Evan kind of works his way over to you, downs a healing potion, and just clasps the hand on your shoulder and goes, "Good stuff."
You almost died twice.
Happens to the best of us. You all right? You can see that he's like clearly faking some bravado. You don't even need insight. Like, he is fucked up.
I'm fine. Walter's got away, unfortunately. And Lavinia gestures over to where her spear is still stuck in the ground. I missed.
It's okay. Kind of looks at Luther and Freya. Says, "I think we got some leads we can work through. Nobody died. Call today a victory. Thank you. You did well."
Did my job.
You still did it well.
Lavinia's like distinctly trying not to look back towards where she knows Brindle went, even though she knows Hagen was seen going down there. She's still just like distinctly like just not drawing attention to it.
Boar would have gone down the tunnels, just kind of disappeared, but they were booking it. And Boar was also pretty hurt. Fire gem explodes at the bottom of this.
Oh, Advin didn't know about that.
Just a column of heat and concussion blasts out of the top of this thing, and like boxes and other bits of debris are kind of thrown as people kind of jostle and like hit the ground real quick. And as the dust settles, though, everyone is unharmed because it was far enough away.
I see, because Lavinia is just standing there with her back to the cistern, right, and then facing Advin, and I'm picturing like her pointing over to the spear and being like, "I missed," and then this like massive amount of flame coming up behind.
I also like I knew that it was gonna blow at some point. I'm like a little bit braced. I didn't know when, but I knew it was coming.
And
just.
I think because this is on brand, in pure anime form, you are just thrown onto the ground with Advin.
Oh, no.
Yes.
And I think like at least he tries to catch you as best as possible. I don't know if you try to catch him.
With my one arm? No, I don't make any effort.
Okay. So he kind of like catches you from like the worst of it, and like, even though it's not damaged, just takes a second, looks at you and goes, "You all right?"
Oh, yeah. Walter's left that. That was a gift. I threw it I threw it.
Good move. That probably would have killed us.
Well, it might not have killed everybody, but it would have for sure killed you, bud. You were dying.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Ramona, get patched up.
I'm glad you didn't die, but
yeah,
man, I don't know,
same
Evan.
for you.
Maybe I thought you'd be better at this. She's trying to make light of this.
He laughs and he's like, "Yeah, me too. You think your dad would be disappointed to hear about that sparring?" And then like kind of realizes like that you the two are just still kind of laying. And he's like, and he like gets up and it's like, "Let me help you up."
She just like gets to her feet and is like, "Yep," and just walks across the room to pick up her spear. Just like, gonna go over here.
He goes over to Ramona to get patched up. the fight there has ended. Those of you listening to the audio, it's the Final Fantasy fanfare. As the watch goes into detention mode, taking Arland, Luther, and Freya, as well as the rest of the bandits they detained, kind of corralling them back towards the station. Brindle, after these directions back and forth, you finally feel a cool breeze just across your face, and you follow that to an external storm drain and manage to clamber back out with Hagen. The two of you are you want to be back by the beach? You had some pretty good navigation rolls. You want to be back by the beach or further into the city? Or the harbor, I should say.
Yeah, I think by wherever the meeting point was going to be after this, with Walter, I'd be close-ish to that. That would have been that's where we're going.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would have been closer to the beach or in the city. I assume in the city, but we hadn't really set a plan. So
you kind of pop out a little further west in the harbor area, a couple blocks away from where you know that safe house was for Walter. And Hagen stops to catch his breath. You're still fighting the effects of like that blindness. He says, "Hey, oh, here, hang on." And he like grabs a flask and just drinks it real quick. And then pulls out like another potion. Is like, "Here, that should clear up the rest of your stuff. Should be good as new."
And Brindle takes it and eventually and then drinks it in one go, just downs it. Anything to help is great. Thanks, Hagen. I you're such a lifesaver. Thank you. I don't know if I would have made it out there without you.
He kind of gives you an odd look and says, "Well, I mean, don't go thanking me yet." As your vision starts to blur a bit, and you feel lightheaded.
Oh man. Oh Hagen, what did you do? And then Brindle falls over.
Pass out. And you kind of pan out from Hagen just staring down and being like, "Sorry, kid, for your own good." As we fade out. Let's take a break here.
All right.
Sure.
Hagen.
Let's do that.
Hagen, how could you possibly double cross me? I would never. All right.
Hold on, let me do the thing again. Cool. Let's take a break. All right, we'll be right back.
It is manifestly way more gooder.
Way more gooder.
To do away with alignment restrictions on things.
Mm-hmm. Because it's if you actually ask people like, "Hey, do your ideals and your bonds and your flaws and your like your core concepts or whatever, like tell me about the shit you care about," that locks people in. Because they're like, I'm trying to get rich and I don't care who it hurts. Great. That tells me a lot about your character. Like, hey, is violence an option for that? Yeah, I'll kill anybody to get my way. Cool. I know exactly where you stand on the alignment chart. Like, I don't need to even look at the chart. I just know that you're like a bad person who does not give a shit about rules and will murder people that are in your way. Great.
But it
So-
also allows for ego dystonic actions
Yes.
without mechanical punishment.
Right, because it's like, oh, I'll let you get away this time. I'm not going to hurt this person. It's like, well, no, you're chaotic evil. Why wouldn't you do that? And it's like, well, because I don't know, it's just not in the cards right now. I think it'd be fun to let him run or whatever, you know.
Yeah, but you also don't have to. You don't have to make that up. It would just be like, yeah, my mom's name is also Martha. I don't
Yeah.
fucking know.
That
Sure.
fu-
So we're gonna
I-
stop- so we're gonna stop fighting.
That fucking.
and-
Oh,
I can't believe you
I-
just threw that out there.
I feel something visceral.
I am here to throw grenades.
Release the extended Snyder cut.
Now.
I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing.
Bombs.
Reddit was
It's-
all about that for like a year or some shit.
I remember taking it so personally that Lex Luthor was like, "Yeah, I'll blow up this room." It's like, okay, that's a Lex Luthor thing to do. He blows it up with Mercy in it, and she looks surprised, which means she didn't know it was a possibility. And I was like, that would never happen.
That's
He
fair.
would blow her up. Yeah, possibility. He would blow her up. He would blow her up, and she didn't know that was a possibility. No,
Sometimes
she'd
you-
know.
Yeah.
She would not have looked surprised.
Yeah, that ought to have been a fucking.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of surprise, Lavinia, you're caught up in the after of all this, right? There's a whole plan to get these people back. There are medical checks, right? There's a whole situation of booking and processing, and that takes a little bit of your time. But you expected that, so you're wrapped up in that for a couple hours. Brindle, we'll get to you in a second. You're just kind of chilling, vibing, if you will, with the peaceful music. B, after you leave the sewers, where do you go? You get out into the cool night air of the city, kind of leaving the distant, still fresh, but a little bit of distance at least, memories from the chaos of that fight downstairs. You know Riv is still back with Rainier. You know that Lavinia is probably going to be wrapped up. You know that Brindle has hopefully fled somewhere. Sergio, at least you know it was Sergio. He confirmed it. Managed to disappear from the fight. It is about 2 a.m. Where do you go?
I think there are 3 places where B could go. There's a part of her that's like, I'm just gonna go back. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm gonna go back to the university and just study, which is what she would do. There's a part of her that's like, I want to go and consult with the stone. As like, I want to know that this is worth it. I want to know that all this is worth it. But I think what she does is she goes and sees CW.
Okay.
I think she just sort of like shows up like at his door.
Kind of opens the door wearing like pajama pants, just a very, very hairy bare chest. Is like, oh, hey, B,
Hey,
everything all right? You look like you had a night. Thanks for the follow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Come.
had a night.
Come in.
Yeah.
And like, kind of like puts an arm around you, brings you inside, sits you down. He's like, you like the tea without the alcohol in it, right? Or do you want the alcohol?
Oh, I'll take the alcohol. I'll take some whiskey if you've got it. I'll have a hot toddy.
Starts making that. And he's like, You okay?
Have you ever gotten into a situation where it seemed like it was going to be like fun and cool and interesting, and then it got it went bad? It didn't quite, or like you can just feel it's about to go bad.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. What happened?
I can't I can't tell you like specifics, but
That's okay.
I think I might be a coward.
Kind of like finishes the tea and sets it on the counter, and he goes, "That doesn't sound right."
It's been twice now I've been in these situations, and my instinct is to run, is to run away. In the crypt, I ran. In the uh, just now, I ran away. I don't I don't know what I'm doing here, and I think I think I might be a coward.
Kind of takes a deep breath and just says, "In these situations, trying to run away, do you think it was a smart option? If they're as dangerous as you say?"
In both situations, there's a limited amount I could do. Staying wouldn't have been better, but I fuck. It's been it hasn't even been 48 hours since the crypts. This is twice. This is twice in 2 nights. I've almost seen everyone, so many of the people I know die, and I ran away. And I just keep thinking, what if the last thing I saw was their back? It was fine. It was fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. I might need an alibi, but everyone's fine.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you've been here all night, but we talked to your friends about this. I ask because sometimes a smart move isn't always the most heroic or flashy one, right? If they still trust and believe in you, then you've done something right. Here's my take on this. I think you're one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Definitely smarter than me. So if you're making choices, you think those are the right options, then they're probably the smart choice. It doesn't sound cowardly to me at all.
I think if we're a situation where I was weighing the options,
and I came to that decision from weighing the options, I would feel better about it. But it's just like you I'm just acting. I haven't done that in a very long time. And they're all so young.
Yeah.
They're so young. See?
We had an incident a couple years back, doing some work in the Undercity, trying to shore up some basically underground supports for the Dragon Way. Team ran into a car. You've seen one of those things, big,
Ooh.
scary. Yeah,
I've
right.
read about them.
A lot bigger in person. Yeah, they tell you 15 feet, but that thing had to be at least 40. Now that could
Jeez.
just be memory, right? But some of the people on the team tried to distract it with torches. Some of the people start throwing equipment at it. Some people ran back, and everyone thought it was because, well, guys are going to leave us. Wasn't the case. Turns out they ran back, set some charges, told everyone else to get out of there when the moment was right, collapsed the cave on the thing. And that wasn't running towards danger, that was running towards options. One of the scariest nights of my life.
That sounds terrifying.
But the ones that actually ran away, they saved us. So I'm not saying it's the same, but don't beat yourself up too much about it. Sounds like the smart play. We would have just fought this horror with pickaxes and hammers, and well, I wouldn't have met you because I wouldn't have been here.
Well, I'm glad that somebody did the smart thing there. I did take out a cultist with a psychic attack through my familiar, which was kind of cool.
See, there you go. It doesn't sound cowardly at all.
It was really the familiar that was, mostly in danger. Yeah, do do you mind if I stay here tonight? I really don't want to go home.
Yeah, you can stay here as long as you need to.
And she kind of just sort of like puts her head on his shoulder and like puts her arm around his back and just sort of quietly drinks her tea.
Yeah, it sits there with you. But at some point, as you're just sitting and trying to decompress, you feel like the warm tea start to calm you down. At some point, CW managed to slide a blanket off of a chair and put it on you. And you just relax is a hard word, but you downshift a little bit. We'll head out from there and get back to Riv. Uh, Continuous psychic pings have slowed, right? You think you still get the occasional message from Lavinia that things are wrapping up, B, I don't know if B sends a message or not, but you can feel generally that she's out, right, of the sewers. It,
Nothing from Brindle.
Brindle is offline. And you are right. But she can't sleep.
Oh,
Forgot. I
fuck.
forgot.
Yep. So I was like, as I was narrating, I was like, in my brain, I was like, oh, you drift off to sleep. No, the fuck you don't.
No,
You
fuck you
just
don't.
sit there and enjoy your tea.
Yep. Eventually, she snuggles up with CW and like just sort of is awake.
Mm-hmm.
You just go into torpor.
Yeah, exactly.
CW goes to sleep, you go into torpor, it's fine.
She just starts just solving equations in her head. I've got a linear algebra textbook right now. She's reading a linear algebra textbook.
Oh, it calms me down too.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's what my dad always said. If you're
Mhm.
hungry, eat a radish. If you're bored, do some algebra.
I love your dad.
you know what? I've never met your dad, but from everything I've heard about him, I believe it.
I mean, impeccable logic.
He's
If you don't want to eat a radish, you're not
He's
really
a big
hungry.
character.
He's a
If you
fun
don't
dude.
want to do some algebra, you're not all that bored.
Talking to Riv as you're sitting there getting these like occasional check-ins or pings. Yeah, you do notice that Brindle's been very quiet. I don't know if that occupies your mind as you're sitting there with. What are you doing after that whole incident?
Well, I do just want to ask, what was the last thing we got from Brindle?
Question.
So I think Brindle, he did say he was nearly out at one point, explicitly, and then you and I navigated through the sewers, and then I think the last thing from Brindle, probably would have just been say like getting out through the door, like that Hagen broke the lock off. I think would have been during that back and forth between Riv and Brindle, being like, okay, we found it, we're through. We closed, we've locked the door. I think we're out. And that yeah, I think that would have been the last thing.
It's been about an hour.
Oh, so our thing times out too.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, is kind of where
could've-
did that fall within that?
You could have recast it, and I think it makes sense to do so. And still nothing.
So, where we come back in and see Riv, they are standing in front of a mirror, and they are changing their appearance again and again and again and again. Some faces that they've worn repeatedly and have become a part of who they are. Some faces that they've had to take on for different jobs, we'll say, that they still remember. And it's very clear in their body language that they are not satisfied with any of them. And they are getting more and more and more frustrated until the point that I think they, in a surprising gesture for them, lash out and punch the mirror so that it cracks.
Yeah.
And then they decide they don't want to think about that anymore. And that's where they likely recast and try to tune back in to see where everyone is at. And upon realizing that Brindle is completely AWOL, I think given the vibes they're getting from B, as much as they don't want to, they would reach out to Lavinia and ask, do you know what's up with Brindle? He's offline, at least for me.
Andy, where am I in this process? Am I still in the tunnels, or has it been enough time that I've maybe made it back to one of the precincts?
So at this point, you guys would have made it back to the precincts. You'd be in the process of just booking people and getting them kind of taken care of, and then into basically interrogation to figure out what happened to Walter. But that whole process of like, cool, medical check, all the procedural things you're doing.
So I think if Riv reaches out to Lavinia, I think she's processing, she's doing paperwork. You probably get just like, I think now that everything's not quite as chaotic, I don't think you get just as many like free thoughts from Lavinia. So let me see. I think she'll say she's in the middle of this. She's like, I think he's fine. He was with someone.
Do you know who he was with?
Someone from the Zentarum, which is not most endearing, but it sounded like he trusted him from what I could hear going on in the back of you guys getting out. Maybe he's sleeping it off. He had a lot of... Well, he smacked into a wall. Maybe he's just asleep. But when I finish here, I'll go look for him.
I mean, I'm free right now. I think I have a pretty good sense of at least where they exited, so I can go over there, let you know
Is it
if I see anything.
okay to leave Rainier there? Do you think the Viper is going to come back, or do you think that's fine?
I think it's a little late to be worried about that, and I think that is a problem for me to talk with B about in the morning. Things are not good here, but me leaving Rainier will not put him in any more danger than he is currently in.
Okay. That's fine. Then if you want to go look for Brindle, and then we can reconvene and deal with the Viper probably tomorrow. Well, actually, no. Today. But not today. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Actual tomorrow. The 24th.
In a couple of hours, yes.
No, it's the 23rd now. So let's table the Viper for the 24th.
Vinny, I'm not sure how long we can table this. Rainier is gone.
Like he left? Like he stormed out?
Like he was taken.
I think you hear, like, you were, like, in the background, you were hearing, like, writing.
This typewriter.
And, like, all of a sudden, like, that just stops. Are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. Of course, I'm fine.
I'm an insight checky on that one, bud.
I like to think that was an in-character statement.
Just an incredulous That's a 6. I feel suspicious of that phrasing, but also I like it's hard to really tell with like tone without seeing facial expressions. All right. All right. If you find him, let me know.
I will. And you can definitely sense that while Riv is still connected, they are now signing off as much as they can through telepathic
Lavinia just kind
communication.
of like closes the window in her head and is just like, you have to knock if you want to come back in.
AFK message, Linkin Park lyrics. Okay. So Riv's heading out to the last location.
Yep.
Takes Riv about 20 minutes to get there. And you're confident that this is where Brindle came out. Right. You start looking around. A couple blocks west into the southern ward, south ward. Down here a couple times, like the Shining Spoon bar is nearby that B talked about. You know, the Yawning Portal is a few blocks north. But this is that transitional line that goes from like business and residential into like commercial as it heads further south towards the docks itself, and kind of come out of you find the access tunnel. Plate's still on. Kind of a back alley street. Not a lot of foot traffic back here. It's dark. And so you probably saw about 1 or 2 people as you were walking through the city. Kind of into the point of the night where even the people that are up late are starting to turn in. Go ahead and make an investigation check. You start looking around.
That is a 15.
Okay. You can start to examine the area. You can see some actual marks in the dirt road. A hobbit lie here. But you do see kind of a larger outline in the dirt road. Looks kind of fresh, with a few drag marks on it that quickly disappear. Multiple sets of footprints. You count about 4. And they seem to be dragging or carrying or taking some large, either a 15, looks like a person. Thanks to the follow. Was dragged, picked up, and then either carried or transported off. The footprints lead north and then stop as a pair of wheeled track marks take over. This is 5th edition.
I think Riv then does kind of tap back into the comms and starts relaying all of that to Lavinia and asks, do you want me to follow where the wheels go?
I don't know if that would be safe given everything that's happened tonight. Especially because it feels off, it feels strange, but also it could just be maybe that was their getaway vehicle. The Zentarm are dangerous, Riv. They almost killed us tonight, and we were not alone. You're by yourself.
I mean, like you said earlier, Brindle did hit that wall pretty hard. Maybe they were just taking care of him.
The acolytes.
Oh no, the zealots!
You mean the very reasonable Justicars?
Oh, I was talking about the other cult, like maybe there were more cultists. You're talking about...
the Xanathar's Guild? Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the Xanathar's Guild, not
When we say
Isaac.
acolytes when we've just been dealing with cultists. We're
I
not
know,
going to
come on,
immediately
Yeah,
Andy.
jeez, come on, bud.
There you also met a very nice acolyte in a church who healed you.
That is true. Isaac, Lavinia, and Brindle are all buds.
True
buds?
story.
Yeah. Not all acolytes are bad. It's just bad if they worship, aberrations from space or whatever.
And you throw green lasers of death at people.
That was a good roll.
What the fuck was that, Andy?
A disintegrate spell.
Ah. Why are you throwing
Andy, why?
Why are you throwing disintegration at level 3 character? Why were we there?
It didn't hit you.
Very guilty about running. I do not feel guilty at all about having it was a smart move. None of us should have been in that fucking room.
CW's words flashback, like the people that stayed and fought, they probably would have died. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Like he's making a lot of sense right now.
He's making a lot of sense right now.
Yeah.
I was like,
It missed.
B and Riv should have stayed back at Paramore Manor and had a wine night.
Oh my god.
If
Honestly,
we had, it would have been both of us against the greasy bitch instead of just Riv.
You know what?
My god, I would have mind spiked that bitch into oblivion. But it was probably for the best that I got the other guy.
That's true. That's true.
I got to.
I appreciate that you were there.
Yeah, no, I do too.
That other guy had a lot of
yeah.
I said it on break, but for those of you playing along at home, I was like, oh yeah, my plan in that fight, if Riv had actually fought Delacar, was just going to try and stun Riv and then throw Riv out a window. Because he absolutely meant like I will throw you out of a window and just not think about it afterwards.
Yeah, no,
Delacar and
believes
windows.
that.
I believe it because I would throw him out a window and not think about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So,
If we know the reverse is true.
Yeah. But it didn't come to that. So. But. Okay, so what does Riv want to do? Do you want to keep going or or start to back off?
I think Riv is gonna go a little bit further.
Another investigate check. And a perception check if you don't.
Perception is a dirty 20.
Hell yeah.
Then investigate is a whole 7. So, that's going well.
Okay. The investigate check, the cart hits certainly not a main road, but one of the more commonly used roads in this back alley. And you start to see multiple sets of track marks just from the days of people moving goods around, traveling back and forth throughout the city. And it gets a little harder to stay on the trail. And you try your best as you kind of keep walking down the road, but multiple times realize that like you're following like a cart around the block in a circle, or it's going back in a direction that doesn't make any sense. And you realize that maybe it's the wrong cart. But you manage to get it to at least an intersection that you think maybe will be valuable if you either got more people or came back with like more light in the morning, a few more resources. Let me pull up my map. He managed to get it to the intersection of Shrimp Alley, Presper Street, and Snail Street, which is kind of a major converging intersection. Snail Street's actually a larger thoroughfare throughout the city. The other two are kind of like back streets through residentials that split off into back alleys.
Sorry, what was the third one? Trip Alley, Snail Street.
It is Shrimp Alley, Snail Street, and Presper Street. There's an intersection those kind of converge. What does Riv know about carts and transportations? Is that a thing of experience? Do you have any type of vehicle proficiency? Is that something that Riv would have run into in the past?
I mean, I think that probably the extent that they know is what it would take to make props for simulating that on stage. So I think they're definitely not used to traveling in that way or aware of it in that way, but you do need knowledge of how things actually work to create props.
Hey, Raid!
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
With that perspective and that attention to detail, something you notice that will help you if you can get either more people or more light here, because these roads are Snail Street's kind of lit, but by that point there's too much traffic. You do notice the pattern in the tracks as you kind of head back down Shrimp Alley. You can see where there's like some chips or different types of damage in the actual wheel. And that leaves not necessarily overtly distinctive, but a unique enough mark you could follow. But the options you have go from one or two to dozens, this intersection, and it just becomes chaotic.
And I think for Riv, they feel like this kind of falls right in the middle of listening to Lavinia and also feeling like they can actually be useful in some way, shape, or form. So I think they will take that knowledge and update Lavinia on what they have and make note of the fact that it would be important to have more sets of eyes and or light. But also in a more uniquely vulnerable moment towards Lavinia, say, seems like we're going to have to be making some choices. We have Brindle missing, and we also have Rainier taken, and we have so many other things that are happening within the city. There aren't enough hours in the day or enough of us to do this all.
Tell me about Rainier being taken.
Are you sure, B?
I can't sleep. CW is asleep, but so I might as well be thinking about stuff. I mean, I fully could climb over his sleeping body and like start cooking like a full 5-course meal and never wake him. So honestly, I could do a lot, but I'm going to stay in bed and think about things.
Would thinking about this be a helpful distraction?
I'm an academic.
So I'm gonna go with
So
yes.
yeah, it's all data. Just give me give me the things.
All right, so for starters, the greasy haired bitch showed up, climbed through a window, said that he was there to take Renair.
Wait, the
Back.
greasy bitch that punched out our landlady?
Mm-hmm.
The greasy bitch from the museum who tried to steal the Maggette.
God,
And we
I
gave him the fake.
Wait,
fucking hate that guy.
Wait, the mag. Never mind.
That's
okay.
right. You don't remember. Do you remember us going to the museum and stealing something?
You definitely remember the museum.
Vaguely, yes.
The thing that we
yes.
stole that you can't remember.
Oh, well, that was both useful and not useful tonight because he wanted that information from me. Anyways, that is not about what happened to Rainier. He is presumably taking Rainier to his father.
Didn't Lord Neverember like just completely fuck off
He did. He
with a whole
vanished.
bunch of money? And that's
Vanished.
why
He emptied
Yep.
the treasury. Fucked off.
And that's why we're doing all of this stuff
In the first place, yeah.
in the first place.
Very circulus creature eating its own tail.
Yeah.
Riv.
Okay. So how did he? So what did he like? Did he turn him to stone and stuff him into a bag of holding, or what? What did he do?
That's a good one.
It's a classic.
Riv will describe what Delacar did.
Cool. Describing like the magic, the little stone tablet with the gem in it, the silver bar, and the arcane symbols that were on it. B, please make it an Arcana check at advantage.
Arcana with advantage.
I will
This is my first roll this evening.
tell you. Oh, that's right, because you made me roll a saving throw for Mind Spike.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you information regardless. The Arcana check is just to dial in some other shit.
Right. How much information do I get? Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Arcana check. Fuck, you are getting retired. That was a nat 1 on one of these dice.
Oof.
So
Rude.
Extremely rude, but thankfully I
What was
do
your
get
other gooder roll?
advantage. That is a 16.
Okay.
Much gooder.
Much gooder. Well, the it was only 10 on the die.
All right.
I'm just good at what I do.
You recognize the components in Riv's description as somebody who has actually taught many classes about spell components. These are advanced. These would actually be restricted components. At least not the silver bar, but the other one. The stone with that gem inlaid in it got like a little red, kind of dark red hue, as Rib describes it. Jacinth is the stone.
Jason?
Mm-hmm. And the reason it's restricted in the academy is because it is used for a powerful spell. Necromantic in origin. That separates one's soul from their body and can send it to other planes or areas in the material plane. This is the components for astral projection.
You can do unwilling astral projection on a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You're not safe sleeping.
Well, it's a good thing I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. But the reason it's restricted is because, well, turns out if you astral project without any training, you just die pretty badly a lot of the times.
So did he? Is his body still going?
I hate that you're asking that question, but I worried about the same thing. Yes, he was he was sleeping when it happened. He was still asleep after, but his breathing was strange. It was even, it was rhythmic, but almost too rhythmic.
The body goes on kind of an autopilot. Sort of like the deepest sleep. When the soul goes wandering. Interesting. Well, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that they have this stuff. They have all of the funding of the Neverember family, and you say he wasn't uh damaged, he wasn't injured,
No,
and
I mean, the
greasy bitch
greasy
didn't.
bitch said that it would be painless, and it appeared to be painless.
Well, it seems like his father wants him. So
What?
I think we might need to talk to Sergio. There's something that we're missing about what's going on with all of this. As to why his mother's body was missing and now he's been taken and his father is doing all this fucked up shit. There's got to be something that we haven't been told.
Oh boy. So if
he
they've
said
got a
something about how, like Rainier had been ignoring the summons or letters or something like that.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, I had a question for you.
Is that you want to do a dumb thing?
No, I don't want to do a dumb thing yet. The dumb things might happen, but I got a question for you.
Okay, kid, I want to hear your question. Let's go.
Tell me, here's my question.
Yeah, so what's the doing? Let's do
What
it.
school of magic is the Black Staff's like a whole bag?
The Black Staff?
Yeah, what's his shtick?
He is. Stand by. I believe he's an evoker.
Okay. How about the Silverhand? What's her shtick? What's her thing?
Abjurer.
Okay. So neither of them necromancers?
No.
Okay.
Right.
There are necromancers on staff. They are heavily audited.
Yeah.
So same thing with enchanters. They are also heavily audited because of the whole mind control problems.
It's a problem.
Yeah. But no, Blackstaff is a evoker. Lady Silverhand is an abjurer.
All right. Well, it doesn't mean that you don't know any necromancy magic. I'm a diviner, and I know a bunch of other stupid shit. So,
Just because that's not what you specialize in doesn't mean you don't know it.
but it makes it less likely that you're going to be using high-level spell slots. Like,
Also, they could just be dirty fucking liars.
See,
will say
that's what I'm thinking. It's they just claim they're not necromancers. Every necromancer just claims
Nobody
they're not, 'cause they don't wanna
admits
be
they're a
audited.
necromancer. Nobody just comes out at a party and is like,
well, there was
"Hi."
that one bitch who crashed our
Manchun
corpse
does.
party. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's true,
different. That's
Manchun.
different. There's that whole clone shit.
Yeah, he's like, I don't give a shit.
Different category.
I'm a necromancer. See that dude? He's not a dude anymore. His body's gone, just a skeleton. Anyway, like,
Yeah, that's not a person pretending to exist in a society. That's
Nope.
just
no.
Manchun doesn't have to hide anything.
Manchun is he's Diogenes pilled. He's fully like outside.
Manchun gives zero fucks.
He gives zero fucks.
It's fun to be crazy sometimes. Other piece of information on the 16, the arcane runes. You would need, this is important, a stable and magically stable and cleansed environment, which the Academy has. You feel like you could try to effectively triangulate where this astral projection was sent to. You also know that doing that invites any link you create can be followed back. So there is a risk of, also depending on where it is, if you're like, oh yeah, the elemental plane of fire, like you could open that link and incinerate yourself into oblivion. But that is something you could do with the right resources and components.
I relay that to my friends.
Dangerous.
I'm not going to act it out loud because I don't want to hit the pitch that B's voice hits in just excitement about the idea of doing this. But she does also relay that, like, yeah, they could that could be absolutely tracked back to me.
Yeah, there's no way the Academy will not know you did this.
No.
But you can potentially find where Rainier's soul was sent.
I mean, I could also, the other option is I could like borrow, if there was like another magically cleansed environment somewhere, or I could work on magically cleansing an environment. I mean, that takes a while. It takes a minute. It takes some time. But
These are
I
like
could
clean
do it.
rooms.
I could do it.
Speaking of time, B, how much time does Rainier have? You asked if his body was okay or if it was damaged.
So
Adult human male. I would start worrying about dehydration after about 24 hours, but you're not going to see it's also possible that the body might drink still if you put water to its lips. We'll have to see.
What about his soul?
Oh, that's fine, and like there's nothing we can do about that. Like his soul is. Sorry, Andy, you're.
I'll tell you one thing. Like his soul is fine in a vacuum. The risk, another piece of why this is a heavily guarded component and like carefully scrutinized. Astral projection is not supposed to last more than an hour. After an hour, you start inviting risk. The risk is minimal until you hit 24. At 24, you start losing your soul and your body are linked by like a magical silver thread. That thread can be frayed and broken. If that happens, you cannot get back to your body.
Yeah, that's the major problems come in after about 24 hours. There are risks within there. You really shouldn't do it for longer than an hour, but I mean, people do all kinds of stuff. But
the hours like the OSHA standard for safety.
If people, I wouldn't worry about him if
I would start worrying at like 8 hours.
B,
Yes.
if I could get you permission, written permission
Yes.
to do this, given that this would be in service of helping, a member of the public,
Yes.
how long would it take you to get started?
How long, Andy?
Probably tomorrow morning. I mean,
Oh,
the academy will absolutely just let you sign out a clean room components, but they're going to log it and ask why you're doing it.
If
And
you
probably for something like this, have oversight.
if you get me permission to do this, if you get me like the written things, I can get this ball rolling as soon as the academy wakes up.
I can get you permission. We have to do this in very specific order.
Okay.
So here's what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Riv, I need you to go back to Neverember's manor, and I need you to report this, essentially. I need you to report what happened so that it can be put officially on my radar, so that I can get an investigation started. I can recommend this as the steps to follow. Advin almost died tonight. He owes me a favor. He'll back me up on this. So you guys take care of that. I'm getting finished here. I will find Brindle. I have the resources. I promise, Riv. I'll take care of Brindle. And then we'll all take care of this.
All right. I trust you.
Just, you're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to. How are you going to explain that I am the one who knows how to do this?
Because you are my roommate and I've listened to you study, and I will advise that you are a subject matter expert.
Okie diddly dokey. I do go on.
You do be going on.
I do that.
Yeah, B will basically just work on like essentially meditating and preparing herself. That's something she's not unfamiliar with, is quiet, if not silent meditation.
Okay. Was it? What's the damn app? Is it Farmers Only? I'm reading the chat.
It is.
Like missing Farmers Only or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. But okay. You'll start to go your separate ways. And take care of what you need to take care of.
Yes.
You start to wake up. As you start to come out of your unconsciousness, this like almost deep drool all over the side of your face and pillow sleep, right?
Oh, my head hurts.
You were dehydrated, you're a little disoriented. And you go to rub your head and you realize that you are wearing a pair of manacles that are tethered to a desk.
Hmm.
And the room kind of comes into focus. You can see it's just a small 8x10 room, one door. And standing in that room with you, and as you start to stir, kind of sitting down, Tegan. He slides you some water across the table. Says, "Hey kid, no help with the headache. Don't worry, this one's not gonna make you pass out."
What am I laying on? Is it a bed? Is it a wooden slab? Is it a
No, you're just sitting in a chair.
in a chair? Okay.
In a
Sitting
chair.
in a chair.
At our
Mhm.
rental price point, the difference between our beds and wooden slabs is not
It's true. That's a good
profound.
question.
That's a good point.
I don't know. 10 gold a month is pretty steep.
In Waterdeep, though?
Standard pricing.
But if this is Walter's place, it would say a thing or two. So sitting in a chair. Brindle eyes the water, and against his desire to have water because he is parched, does not drink it. Hagen, you can't expect me to drink that.
He looks at you and he goes, "No, I get it." And he actually opens the water and takes a swig. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah, no, any other day, Hagen. Any other day. What's going on? Why did you drug me? Where are we right now? Why am I in manacles? Come on, Hagen, what's going on?
All right. Here's the deal. Do me a favor and I believe it's a charisma saving throw.
All right.
Hold on, make sure I got the right thing. It's backwash design drug. I'm horrified. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a DC 14 charisma saving throw.
All right. Let's see how Owlbear likes me now.
That's
Oh,
nice.
shit.
20.
Okay.
All right.
Uh,
All right.
Slaps
Let's
it away.
go.
you feel a spell effect occur, very similar to something you felt with the Jesticars. And for a moment, it feels like the barricade in your brain between what you're keeping stored and what you'd like to talk about erodes for a second, and then it shores back up.
Ooh, interesting. Oh, what was that? Hagen?
Standard procedure. It's on the truth.
Okay. All right.
And he says, "Look, I'll be a straight shooter with you." And he reaches into his pocket, and you actually see, instead of reaching into his actual pocket, he reaches further inside to something like else, hidden, almost like your bag of holding, and puts on the table a Waterdeep watch badge.
Where'd you get that, Hagen?
Kid, I've had it for a long time.
Yeah. Who'd you take it from?
It was issued to me.
Why do you think I should believe you, though, Hagen?
I think I could settle this for you. Give me 1 second. He goes and he knocks on the door. He goes, "Hey, come on in." He opens the door, and a more patched up but still rough looking Captain Advin walks in, followed by Lavinia.
What?
Hello.
He says,
Bridgel just sits back in the He goes to put his hand on his head, can't do it.
And he says, "Look, kid, I meant what I said."
Reaches forward and drinks the water. Like,
At this point, I might as well happen.
like, my head is killing me. I am so thirsty, and fuck it. Wow. Okay.
The water alleviates the headache, and you do feel a little better. You feel that wonderful sensation where you're dehydrated and you had that first drink, you just like feel it all the way down in your chest.
All right. Lavinia, what's going on?
Yeah, I was telling you.
Also,
this is
why am I in manacles? Why?
I don't know about the manacles. I just got here. The rest of it, well, so you know how we never really talked about our families?
Yeah.
Well, your family has been up to a lot of shit, Brindle.
Yeah, probably. I don't know them that well, for the record.
Evan,
I'm just getting to know them, you know?
Lavinia is ignoring Advent at this point. She's like, no.
Evan doesn't say anything, but he and Hagen kind of share a glance. And yeah, Lavinia.
I don't think you'll agree. I don't think you'll disagree with me when I say your uncle is a very dangerous man. Very violent.
Yeah. I got that. He scares the crap out of me.
Your grandmother is a lot more subtle. But she
seems a lot nicer.
But she is dangerous.
And I can tell you firsthand the number of bodies that Geraldine has kind of stacked in this world. Mountains taller than Walter's. She just keeps her hand clean. He keeps her hands clean.
All right. I guess I'm not too surprised. They have reputations. It's not like I don't hear things. Walter's pretty outright about things, but I don't know. Geraldine always just seemed like she was running a business, you know?
Hey, I'm going to take these manacles off. Just don't do anything weird, all right? We're having a conversation. There's no reason to be hostile about it. And like,
yeah, I appreciate that. Can I have some more water?
Evan kind of nods and walks out of the room.
All right, okay. I still don't know why you drugged me, Hagen. Come on.
I'll be honest. I didn't want to hurt you, kid. If I told you I was a cop and you tried to put up a fight, I'd have to bring you in. I didn't. We had a bad enough night.
Sorry, well, you know me. About that, I mean, how many times have you actually seen me get in the fight anyway?
Sorry about the way that played out. Seemed like the safest way to get you here in one piece, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know about all this stuff way better than I do. I've barely been here. Hagen, you said you've been with them for years. You're like Walter's right-hand man.
Yeah, but you know what I'm not? I'm not Geraldine's favorite.
Well, I don't know about favorite, but I guess I would have been kicked out a long time ago if there hadn't been something, but yeah.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Hey, Raiders.
Hello, friends.
Hello, Raiders.
You bring up a lot of really important factors here, Brindle. Geraldine has a soft spot for you. You hear a lot of things. You agree that Walters is dangerous. If Walters is off the street, Geraldine's gonna need to pull more people in. She's gonna need
All right. I
to
mean,
change what she's doing.
she did mention something about maybe a promotion recently. You know, so I could see that. Yeah. All right. Maybe she foresaw something happening to Walter. I don't know.
You get what I'm asking you to do?
Starting to get an idea, I think. Yeah. I mean, it would make sense if you were asking me this, if you trusted me. On the other hand, I was in manacles like 2 minutes ago. So do you trust me enough for something like that?
Me? Yes. Implicitly.
Right.
Here's the thing, kid. I met a lot of bad people that would come and work for Walter, right? Real bad. And if you were one of those people, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? You got what? Some petty theft? Okay. I spent plenty of time having coffee with you. I don't think your ambitions are to become a criminal mastermind and start killing the city for profit.
No, I'd really prefer not to do that. No. I do want to find out about my family though, and that's why I'm here. So, I'm happy to help. You know, I just, you know, I want to still be able to get to know my family. So, I guess this is one way to do it. Yeah.
Evan comes back in and like sets some water down for you.
Brindle takes another big drink of the water.
You black out. I'm kidding.
He just did it that time because he thought it was funny.
It's like, all right, last time for real. Wake him up.
Advin's like, I don't like this dynamic.
Like, you have to label these.
Brindle is frantically trying to keep straight what it is that Lavinia knows about all the things that they do, what Hagen knows about all the things that they do, and how much Hagen and Lavinia might talk to each other, and how to feel his way through this. So Brindle is absolutely just going along with whatever they're asking, and he'll figure it out later. But this is an interesting scenario.
And you know what? Honestly, yeah, we want you to get to know your family. We want you to get to know your family really well. And if your family does something that puts the city at risk, we just ask that you be honest about that.
No, I agree with that. I really don't want people getting hurt. I would like to believe that Geraldine isn't that big of a threat. But you might know her better than I do.
I can tell some stories. They're not pleasant.
Oh, don't traumatize him. That's not nice.
But I mean, it's honest.
Wait. Hagen, you've been around for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know my mom?
Yeah, a little bit. Let's sort this out, and I'm happy to talk with you about it. I mean,
yeah, I'd like that.
You're welcome to roll inside if you like, but
I mean, yeah, I think that's like whether you need the roll or not. I mean, Brindle is very much trying to figure out what's happening here, so yeah, I think an insight roll is appropriate. Not a very good insight roll though. He's had a day.
You thought you knew Hagen? This is a curveball. he's clearly a good liar, but he seems sincere.
All right.
But he's been sincere all the other times I talked to you too, and apparently he's been an undercover cop for years.
Yeah, Hagen's thrown me for a loop here. This is wild. I thought he was Walter's guy through and through. So
it says, here's the short-term plan. All right, you and I, we made an elaborate exit out that down the pipes, busted the grate, we got out. Right. Important thing about that is I know for a fact that Shiv and Freya both saw that. They were awake. So we escaped.
yeah, who? I have no idea who you're talking about.
Walter's hitters.
Oh, okay. Is that who was there?
The
All right.
stabby goblin and the
I heard a lot. I didn't see anything.
that's right, you were blind. You were blind that whole time.
But so
I mean, I know people arrived. I didn't get a good look at anybody though.
yeah, they were part of Walter's hit crew. But the thing is this, Walter's smart. He's going to find a way to talk to him. It's okay. Maybe we want him to, because they can validate that we got out. We disappeared. Spent the night in a safe house, which we're heading to next. We'll go back business as usual, you and me.
All right. I mean, yeah, I can do that.
But you said Geraldine had some work for you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, mostly just keeping an eye on Walter.
Yeah.
So
maybe go back and let's go back and talk to her.
All right.
Give her an update.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's quite a bit to update. You might have to fill me in on some blanks there though, because I was blind for most of it. But it'd be great if I had enough to be able to give her. I'm sure she'll be curious to know about what happened. What happened with Walter in there anyway?
Oh, he Penny looks a little bit uncomfortable at this point because I don't think she's gotten a chance to mention exactly what he said and all of that in like an official capacity. So this is also the first time she's telling Advent. Well, he woke up. One of his other lieutenants woke him up. One of the other lieutenants was getting them out. He said that he'll see us again, and then he disappeared and tried to blow us up with a delayed fireball.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah. So he's
Okay.
out there. He's out there. I did drop him, which I don't think he appreciated, and then he got back up. So he's probably mad.
Yeah, so he saw you and everything.
Oh, we made full eye contact.
Yeah, that's probably not. I'm sorry. He's not like a forgiving kind of guy.
No, I don't. I didn't get that vibe from him at all.
Yeah, no. That's yeah. I don't know that much, but I'm sure Hagen can back this up. His reputation is not for being very patient. Not exactly forgiving, not exactly letting things go. His hate runs pretty deep.
Very true.
It's fine. And that's a future problem. Right now, you guys have to go to the safe house, make it known that you guys got out unscathed.
Yeah, actually, yeah. We should probably do that pretty quickly. Actually, if Walter is hurt and angry, I don't think keeping him waiting would be great for Hagen or I. That's for sure. So yeah,
So
we should do that soon.
got all your gear in the next room. All right, gonna give it back, every single piece.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, though. This is super important part. All right. Man, when I was like, hey, kid, this is the best thing for you. All right. You help us take care of this. We're not going to bother you anymore. Okay.
Yep. Okay. I mean, my interest is just to make sure nobody gets hurt. And I'm going to trust you on this Geraldine thing. So, okay.
When you get close to her, you'll start seeing it more. And
yeah, okay.
Brenda, I'm putting a lot of trust in you. All right, I've been with Walter for a long time. Doesn't trust people easy. All right. Business as usual when we go see him. He doesn't need to know anything.
That guy doesn't trust me at all. I mean, we'll see how that goes. But I'm pretty sure I'm just in an okay spot, and between some sort of sparring between him and Geraldine, and I'm just lucky not to have gotten skewered yet. But if you want me to work on getting Walter to trust me, we'll see how far that goes.
No, I don't need him to trust you. I just need him to, well, if you can get that far, excellent. But we just don't need him to be suspicious any more than he would be.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
We
should probably get going pretty soon here then.
Yeah, I'll take him to go get his stuff.
All right. I gotta talk to Evan anyway. And like they two of them step off to the side.
Brindle gets up and kind of stretches his legs a little bit, checks to see if he has any manacles around his feet, and then walks and follows Lavinia out of the room. You and Hagen? What?
If it makes you feel any better about this, if it makes you feel, I didn't know that the person who I was going to be looking into was you until 2 days ago.
Well,
but also you should feel
okay.
pretty. But also you should feel pretty special. They made a whole task force just for you.
Yeah, I guess that makes me feel special. Wow, okay, yeah. Anyway, I certainly didn't see that happening. Didn't see that coming. That's wild that Hagen's been like undercover for so long. So I guess you know a little bit more about my family now.
Yeah, it was a little. The whole shtick was Lavinia. Come, you're trying to get off desk duty. Let's join a task force about the Zentarum. I was like, cool, let's do that. Oh, Lavinia, sign some paperwork. Oh, look at all these pictures, and then there was your face, just like on the wall, bud. Just right there, and I was just standing there like.
All right, well, sorry about that. Families are complicated. So,
No, you're it's true. So true. So true.
And Brindle starts patting his pockets.
Yeah, all your stuff is here.
Do I still have the stone on me?
You do.
Okay. Oh, okay. He doesn't say anything immediately to Lavinia, but because looks around, and because we're in the middle of a precinct or whatever. Is the mental connection?
You walk out. You are not in a precinct. You are in. You are just in an abandoned warehouse that has been fitted for this. You are far away from any police activity.
Fun.
It is, fun fact. This will probably
It will cross Brindle's mind in realizing we're in the middle of a warehouse that's somewhat abandoned and there's only 3 people here, that they could be making up the whole watch thing entirely. And he doesn't know what to trust exactly, but that does flash across his mind. Like,
yeah.
Is the psychic connection still up, or is that dropped since
It does not seem to
since
be
it was
working.
re-upped?
It does not seem to be working in here.
All right. So he just Brindle holds off. Brindle holds off, letting Lavinia know that he ended up getting the stone.
I was gonna say, Lavinia takes you over to where you just like your stuff is. The rest of your stuff is.
Nah, I gather everything up and
I will say, I do think I know. I will say, I do think I know you got it though from the psychic.
You did telepathically say it that you had it originally.
Yeah, I did say I got it. Okay.
She's not asking about it, but I do know you have it.
Very cool. Very cool. But very relieved that I still have it and that it wasn't grabbed or taken or impounded by the watch. My gosh. Oh, how many things can Brindle balance? This is gonna get good.
I mean, honestly, as far as this goes, it's basically just the same thing you've been doing. You just now gossip with Lavinia.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you're juggling 5 balls in the air, then 6 is just doing the same thing. You know, it's no big deal. It's
when we get further out towards like where your stuff is, and we're farther away from the others, Lavinia will say in kind of like a lowered voice, she's like, I think it goes without saying they do not know anything about Sergio and the rest of it.
So Brindle also leans forward and whispers conspiratorially, no, that didn't go without saying. Thank you for confirming that.
Yeah, no, they don't know. I will 100% get arrested for that.
Okay.
So that stays, that stuff is still between us.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad there's at least still some lines that we haven't crossed yet. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So you should get out of here with Hagen. I have to go bully Advent into writing me a letter. You were out. Rainier's soul has been sucked out of his body.
What?
Yeah. Okay, that's a really dramatic, not inaccurate, but it's a really dramatic way of putting it. It's less.
B, you're not here. We don't have a psychic.
It's like I sense something is wrong with magic. Hold on, let me.
The pedantic spirit that possesses B is like fighting for its life.
Actually, while separated,
entered the conversation.
Right, while separated, actually, the body and soul are tethered by a thin ethereal silver cord.
Is it really made of silver though? No. Oh yeah. What? I thought Riv was there.
There's a lot. I can't. They're gonna come out any second now. I just need you to know that.
Okay.
Get through tonight.
Okay.
Get through tonight. Let Riv know you're okay, because Riv is worried about you.
Oh, I'll let him know. Okay.
And then once I get this letter from Advent, we're gonna have to take care of that.
Okay. Okay. Brindle does, like, it goes down through the list of things that he needs to get done. So hopefully this magic purveyor in the middle of the city doesn't hunt him down and take his money back and his bag of holding. It figures he's got a little bit more time. He can put that on the back burner, and then there's all the stuff that he's supposed to be doing for yeah, it's okay. Anyway, yeah. All right. No, it's fine. We gotta go do that. We gotta find Rainier. Yep.
He had the door open on the other side of the room, and Hagen kind of walks out, throws his coat on, and is like, "Hey, kid, you ready?"
Yep. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Good luck with your uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Mm.
Look, don't at me. You would have had to deal with him whether this happened or not.
That's true. That's true. It's just one more ball to juggle. It's fine. Okay. All right. Let's go.
Yep. Hagen opens the door, and the two of you walk out into the night. I think we're going to end there. All of you are now level 4.
Yay!
Awesome.
But good session tonight. So
Yeah, I did not see any of that coming. Oh my gosh.
Not.
I have that arc has been in motion since June.
June for you, July for me.
I have been just waiting. Yeah.
Oh my. How long has Hagen been a double agent? When did that I'd love to know when that idea came about, because that is wild.
That one, I think session 1. Before the warehouse heist, he was already a cop.
That's so good.
Which is why he let you unload most of the boxes.
Even in the world where
Hagen
like,
doesn't
police...
really have a bad back. I was so worried about his back hurting the next day.
Right? He's like, oh yeah, no. Like, I was there, but like he took 47 boxes and I took 3. Like, this is clearly not entrapment. He wanted to steal this shit.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
But that is session for tonight. Let's do some outros.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
happy
sorry.
birthday. Thank you for being with us.
Hell yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for spending it with us. Wow. Let me go back to my fun music. Let's see. And do some outros. Bedlam.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm Bedlam. I have been and will continue to be Bedlam. However, I was Brindle Fallow. So yeah, Brindle. Wow, we now know what Brindle has in store for him coming up. Lots of double and triple, and if we can only hope, quadruple agenting. So we'll see how all that pans out. I'm excited. Brindle is particularly well and not well geared for this, so expect some interesting things to happen. Yeah, you can find me here at LFTA. I'm also in Thy Kingdom Come, our Urban Shadows game, which is coming up again.
The 9th?
Della, help.
I want to say.
When?
So the 9th?
I believe
Is it
it's
the 9th?
the 9th.
Okay.
It's the 9th.
Let me take a...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I have it on a calendar
Oh wait,
somewhere.
no, it's
but
not the
that would
9th.
require-
It's the 13th. January 13th
13th.
is the Monday. The 9th is the next time we play Redacted.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, when it happens, sounds like January 13th. You can find me there playing Jerome Nears, a tainted who is part of a warm and loving demonic worshipping coven. They're great. Everybody's great. And we're definitely not teenagers under lots of pressure. And it's not at all about how we deal with that. And yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, that's where you can find me, and it has been a pleasure.
Hell yeah. Della.
Hi, I'm Della. I have been B. And you can find me also here. You can find me here every Thursday, where I will either be B or I will be Rachel Blauhair, currently a haunted duplex, just chock full of ghosts. Let me see. There's the cute Southern Belle, who is currently playing host to the psychotic cult leader. And then there's Rachel herself, who is a former CIA agent who's been burned and blacklisted, and who's currently playing host to the German
the German short king bisexual psychiatrist who probably caused all of the problems we're experiencing on the island, if we're being honest with ourselves. So that's what's going on in Redacted right now. Last week we had a really great fucking Christmas episode. Please check that out on YouTube. So worth it. And I also run Thy Kingdom Come, where everybody's having a real normal one.
Hell yeah. Let's go with JD.
Hey, I am JD. Tonight I have been Riv, who is making choices. Are they good ones? Are they bad ones? Who knows, but they're making them. You can find me in a lot of stuff. You can see me running the aforementioned Redacted. I am also in Thy Kingdom Come, playing Saint Soren Augustine, who is so very well adjusted. And you will next, though, be seeing me tomorrow in a very special game we have for Hasmus, where we are doing God Killer for the first time on this channel, God Killer Solstice, and it is Nutcracker inspired, so it is going to be a time. I will also be with Entropy Emporium, where I am when I am not here, and who very kindly raided us tonight on Saturday for reaching the conclusion of our Invisible Sun campaign, Blooming in the Rot, and my character is currently making contact with a potentially traumatized child version of themselves, so it's going really well. And we are then going into a place that is very dangerous, and it will be fine. Everything will be fine. And then I do a lot of other things. I'm not going to list them because it is 11:30.
Fair.
Well, we did be going long.
Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. You can find me at Hexplat on all social media platforms. Today I have been Lavinia Hale. Remember, ACAP does include Lavinia Hale.
She was a signed cop at birth.
Signed cop at birth. It is what it is. She's trying. She's trying. She's got this side, the crime side thing. She's taking advantage of the bureaucracy to bend it to our will. She's about to go bully Advent to get a permission slip for B to do very dangerous magic. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm here every other Thursday doing that. Every other Saturday, I'm here for 5e in class reunion playing Kelly Violet, who's having, a fun time. She's about to commit a minor coup, but I think it's justified. It's justified. Mansardane is a bastard. And he's abducted his own son, which is fucked up. So the coup is justified.
Some parallels that we're seeing with what happened tonight.
The coup is justified.
Look, if you have to resort to
these weird, foppish, vaguely homosexual aristocratic sons keep getting kidnapped by their shitty aristocratic money-grubbing fathers. It's just the way of D&D 5e.
Sounds right.
Every other Sunday, including this Sunday, I'm here for Academy H playing masks as Lyra Kroll, aka Crucible. We're having a great time over there. She caught ghosts in a net. She caught an old adversary in a net. She accidentally caught her interdimensional baby daddy in a net. It's fine. It's fine. Everyone's in a net. Everyone's in a net. It's fine. We're on the roof of them all. See what happens. See what happens Sunday. And then currently, in a very exciting every other Wednesday here at LFTA Wildcard Wednesday situation, I am playing Helen Matthews, the Yellow Ranger in Rangers Rampant. We had the first episode last night. It was very good. You should check out the VOD. We are menaces to society, but in the best way. And that's everything I'm doing. All of it, as you might have noticed, is here at LFTA. I live here, I die here. There we go.
Excellent. I'm Andrew. I run this, and I run Veilbreakers, which is now a 19th level adventure with a ton of high-powered epic fantasy shenanigans as they are trying to topple Lich, who's taking over Neverwinter. So if you like high budget action shenanigans, that is that game. And if you like heist / Dark Academia / romance / I don't know, procedural cop dramas or whatever, this is this heist. And then I think I'll be at MagFest.
Oh, right. Shit, we're going to be at MagFest. We're presenting on Saturday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
We'll be having a whole thing on world building at the edge of the map.
Yep. I'm running a panel. Someone's gonna give us a microphone and let us yell for an hour. So we'll see what happens with that. 4 years running now. So it should be a good time. But we're gonna raid some people. And we're gonna raid High Shelf Collections. And
Yeah, they are raising money for elevated access currently, so definitely stop on by. And if you donate, you will be entered into a variety of raffles.
oh, perfect.
Nice.
So with that though, anybody else have any closing thoughts? I think we're about to call it a night.
No.
Okay.
Bevan's gotta go process what happened to him.
So many things. No closing thoughts, all open thoughts. Yes. Yeah.
Fair. Well, thank you all for a great game, and thank you all for the phenomenal comments in the chat. It's very hard not to crack up, and sometimes I fail and laugh anyway because they're fun. But thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.